hang, burn, crucify, and judge us. Keep us at the bottom, place they self above us. We in the land of the unjust. Motherfucker never loved us. Enslave, hang, burn, crucify, and judge us. Keep us at the bottom, place they self above us. We in the land of the unjust. Motherfucker never loved us. Hell no, nigga. These motherfuckers never loved us. Hell no, nigga, what the fuck you thought? Shit. Motherfucker never loved us. Hell no, nigga. These motherfuckers never loved us. Not the niggas who help build. Tell these devils I'm on my worst behavior.
Tamir Rice, Freddie Gray, and so many more. As an artist, I just had to paint about it. As a white person, I had to ask, is American law enforcement in the 21st century racist?
My son, it was on the news. It was on Patterson Park in Marshall. The 17-year-old boy that got ran over by the police car, that was my son.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Sir Martin A. Davis. It was in the newspaper and all. And the sad thing about it is, I didn't get to see my son the whole day. I didn't even know his injuries were that bad. And his head was big like a basketball, and I couldn't even identify him.
One bad apple spoils it for everyone. And that's sad, but it's true. And that's not just with police, anywhere. But this has to stop. This killing, I mean, whatever happened to shooting and stopping a person that you shoot to kill? The cops are not shooting to hurt you. They are shooting to kill. That's a problem for us mothers.
Yeah. I was a rookie, and I was working in an inner city ghetto, and I had stopped a white girl for going through a red light. Whenever you stop somebody for a car stop, you always have to call for a backup because there's no such thing as a routine car stop. I'm writing up a ticket. The officer that comes to back me up, he comes up to my car, he sees me writing a ticket, and he goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm writing her a ticket." She went through the red light and she denied doing it. So she didn't even have a good attitude. And he says, "What are you doing writing a white person a ticket with all these NIGGERS's here?"
Dad,
Yes?
where do babies come from anyhow?
The most awkward talk white parents have to have with their kids is about the birds and bees. It occurred to me that black parents have to have a much more difficult conversation. So I painted the talk.
The talk in the black community is about how to deal with the police, how to avoid them, how to avoid being brutalized by them. Because it showed the impression on the young child having to hear this. He was quite upset. He didn't know what to make of this. Very disturbing. And then the father with his hands up, and the father upset that he had to talk to his son about this. And then the mother reaching out, touching the child, trying to comfort him with touch contact. So, you know, that reaching out to the son and touching him on his knee was like, "Hon, I know this is terribly upsetting, but we have to tell you this." That talk should never, ever have to happen to a young child.
One time, baby, who do you love? Yeah.
But my 4-year-old, whenever he sees a police officer, he's like, "Mommy, is the police officer gonna kill us?" And I have to sit and have that conversation with my 4-year-old son that no, baby, all police officers aren't like that. You know, they're not gonna hurt you. The majority of them will indeed help you if you need it. I just felt sad that I had to have that conversation with my 4-year-old son already. Like, that's not a conversation I want to have with my son. He's 4. That's not something he should have to worry about already.
Do you think white people have to have that conversation with their children?
I do not think that white people have to have that conversation with their children.
My son wanted to be a police officer at one time. Then after a while, he said no.
Really?
Yeah, either his life, he was scared his life would be in danger, or then he would be compromised to see things that wasn't right within the police system. So he just said no.
I didn't want to just paint about the problem. I wanted to paint the solution. To embolden those good cops to break through that blue wall of silence. It's the only way that they can possibly earn the trust of the communities that they're sworn to protect. To find out, I took my art to the streets.
We're following the breaking news in Baltimore. Appeals for calm tonight. The city on edge with a mistrial declared in the case of a police officer charged in the death of Freddie Gray, the young man who suffered a broken neck in police custody.
I want to introduce you to Michael D'Antoni. You are from New York City, and you are an artist. What brought you to the city of Baltimore?
Well, seeing so many cops getting away with murder, literally, and here in Baltimore, it's a special case, and I did this painting called It Stops with Cops. The point is, they say that there are many good cops, but good cops don't let bad cops kill defenseless citizens.
Yeah, how about that? Take a picture of that.
Move back! Move back! Move back! Move back! Move back! Move back!
So I'm trying to get those good cops out there to step forward. If a good cop had said something and known something about this particular case, perhaps we'd have a verdict today.
It shouldn't be no racism. You know, everybody should be treated fairly. You know, I mean, regardless, I'm black and you white. You know, that don't mean nothing. We both boys. We both could be kids. We could be the same age, same kind of person. Just because I'm black and you're white, don't mean that you should be able to do certain things or be treated a certain way.
Duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love and support each other.
We must love and support each other.
Although Black lives do matter, but we're not going to solve this problem. It's going to take all of us, one uniting human race, to solve this problem.
Make it happen. Unite, unite, unite.
It occurred to me that those lucky enough to survive arrest will most probably have to deal with a penal system that is equally racist. America, the land of the free. Or is it? There are more African Americans incarcerated in the U.S. than the total prison populations of England, Israel, Finland, Germany, Japan, Canada, Argentina, Lebanon, and India combined. The reason roughly a third of all African American males will be at some point behind bars is the same reason we used to have slavery. Money. Sadly, orange is indeed the new black.
You know, I've done 39 years in the penitentiary. I went to state penitentiary through this courthouse here in 1968. I was one of the 123 black juvenile boys who from Baltimore City were treated as adults. And similar to the Freddie Gray situation. I was a basketball star. I was an algebra expert, but at that time, my spirit was free and my mind was absorbing information. When I went in prison as a child and got to dealing with those adult conditions, I stopped studying and just became hard. They put these laws down where the black juvenile boys in Baltimore City would be treated categorically as adults for any kind of crime. And they locked me up for stealing junkyard scraps.
Well, you went to prison for 16 years.
For 16 years and 5 months.
And how were you able to get, once you got out, were you able to find work?
I found work, but it's hard, you know what I mean? And that's the penalty of having a record like that, a felony. You know what I mean? You got to struggle. And I'm still struggling right now today. That's why when I was, I'm out here every day looking for a job. I did all my time, but like I said, being that I'm out here and I have a record, it's a struggle. It's a struggle for me. You know what I mean? I lost a lot of family members when I was in there. And then when I came out, my neighborhood that I was living in was knocked down, gone. Really? When you got a record, you know what I mean? You got to find somebody that's ex-offender friendly. They don't mind if you got a record, and they'll hire you. You know, they'll give you a chance. You just gotta look for jobs like that that'll give you a second chance. Taking one day at a time. You know what I mean? Still here. That's why I was born and raised in Baltimore. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to make a life, just a normal life for myself. You know what I mean?
We visited with a former corrections officer. Have you ever seen an officer fired for misconduct?
Yes.
Do you know
I've seen a few. But if you're in that clique with them, they're going to save you. You know, but you have a lot of unfair, unjust going on behind those walls. A lot of families don't know how their families are being treated behind the wall. And if you have no family, you're screwed.
So how would you improve the prison system?
In my opinion, I do not believe the prison system can be fixed. Because it's broke from the top, it's broke from the bottom. It's broke from the bottom all the way up to the top, it's broke.
You have to ask yourself, how much progress have we actually made in the last 250 years? Land of the free, justice for all? Sadly, we have not lived up to that pledge. We can't change our shameful past, but we must change their future. What did you tell your kids when, if they were going out for the weekend, out for the night? If there's any trouble, what did you tell them?
Be careful, though. I didn't think we, in those days, we didn't have to tell them anything.
You call the police?
Yeah, call the police.
Yeah, if anything's happened to you, call the police.
And now you
They're
can't
your
do that.
friend. They are your friend. Yeah.